Good morning, good day, good evening. My name is Giuseppe Mignano and you are watching Across the Spectrum. First, I'd like to apologize for the long absence. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. Nah, I'm just kidding. That's just lyrics from an old Timbaland and Aaliyah song. Shoutouts to Aaliyah. Baby girl, you're still in our thoughts and prayers. Hashtag angel in heaven. First matter of the morning, day, or evening, God, the all-powerful, loving God. Today is Christ the King. It's a good feast day to talk about this. How is your relationship with God? A good friend of mine back in Florida used to tell me how she really, genuinely wanted a better relationship with God. So many little miracles have happened to me since I've moved out here to the Midwest in the past 6 months. And they all pretty much revolve around a novena I did to our Blessed Mother, Undoer of Knots. Shout out to our Blessed Mother, Undoer of Knots. Hashtag I love you, Blessed Mother. So in a nutshell, the blindfold started to come off after doing this novena, but the culmination of everything happened on a retreat I went on last weekend. Hashtag encounter. One of the speakers was a priest named Father Dave. Father Dave really hit me in the heart.
It's raining. Ow! It's raining. It's raining. He broke my heart.
Okay, not exactly like that, but what he said really struck deep into my inner core. He said to get out of the boat and walk on water. Get out of the boat and walk on water. But what I really heard was, Giuseppe, get out of your freaking comfort zone and take that leap of faith. That leap of faith is what I am doing right now. Satan has been on my back trying his very best to prevent me from doing these videos whenever I would get inspired to do one. Something would come up or I would get sucked into an endless night on Facebook. How often do we waste away on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram? Good thing I'm not on Twitter. Look, mi gentes, hashtag Spanish for my peoples. Do you really want to live a life completely empty inside? Do you really want to try to spend the rest of your life trying to fill that void with things that'll break or deteriorate? Hashtag suum cuique. That's Latin for to each his own. Corinthians chapter 12 verse 7 through 11. A spiritual gift is given to each of us so we can help each other. To one person the Spirit gives the ability to give wise advice. To another, the same Spirit gives a message of special knowledge. God gives us gifts to persevere in life. What do we do with it? Forget about it because we'd rather spend our time doing other things like pinning things on Pinterest? Hashtag my boards are off the chain. Romans chapter 12 verses 6 through 8. In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. If your gift is serving others, serve them well. If your gift is teaching, teach them well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is giving, give generously. If God has given you leadership abilities, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, do it gladly. Get out of the boat and walk on water. Exodus chapter 35 verse 10. Let every skillful craftsman among you come and make all that the Lord has commanded. If God gave you a talent to build things, then build things that can help others. If God gave you a talent to write songs, then write the most amazing songs. If God gave you the ability to draw or paint, then paint the most beautiful artwork. We are all given gifts. Don't waste them. Romans chapter 12 verse 11. Never be lazy, but work hard and serve the Lord enthusiastically. I've wasted too much of my time being lazy and giving in to the seductive voices of sloth, gluttony, lust, and pride. Hashtag Satan is a real pain in the ass. Okay. Matthew chapter 25, 14 through 21, in a nutshell, pretty much tells a story of a man who gives one of his servants 5 bags of gold. He goes out into the world and with the abilities he was given, he turns that 5 bags into 10 bags. Another servant, the man gives 2 bags of gold. Deuces. When he returns, he doubles it to 4 bags of gold. The last servant, he gave 1 bag of gold, and that servant just dug a hole and put that bag of gold in it. When the man returned, he rewarded the 2 servants greatly who prospered with what they had been given, and he punished the man who did nothing with what he was given. This parable is for those in this world who waste too much time doing nothing when they could be doing something great. What am I going to do at my last judgment when the Lord tells me that He gave me all these gifts to help others get to heaven, yet through my own ignorance, I chose to rather waste my time on my smartphone? Okay, this is the last Bible verse for you. Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13. Instead, continue to encourage one another every day, as long as it's called today, so that none of you may be hardened by the deceitfulness of sin. How can we encourage each other to be better people? Well, for men, this leads us to our next segment, Chivalry 101. Chivalry rule number 9. Men, when on a date with a woman, pay the bill. If she's not interested in being on a date with you and just wants to hang out as friends, still offer to pay the bill. If she complains, then go Dutch. Chivalry rule number 37. Men, when you see another person with something in their teeth or a sticker on their pants, inform them politely of this and save them from any further embarrassment. Chivalry rule number 1. Prioritize your relationship with God before any other relationship. If you are good with our all-loving, powerful God, then He will not lead you astray. And to talk more on this, let's go to Caleb Longgrear in Ohio.
Hi Giuseppe, thanks for letting me be here. I wanted to comment today on a couple of topics that you've brought up, and I thought that they've been really good. I want to thank you in advance for letting us share about them. Basically, God has given us all our gifts and talents, and from Him all good things come. We go through life, and often we have this inspiration or burning or a yearning in our hearts to do something, and more often than not, that is put there by God. It's a human element and a human desire, but it also can be inspired by God, and the fact that it is human is also good, and the fact that God has designed that and created that in us. So there is a document from the Second Vatican Council that is just absolutely amazing. I believe it is Apostolic Cum Accuositum. I have to look that up. But if you read it, it simply reads like an emanation of the Holy Spirit. It's the outbreathing of the Holy Spirit. And it really gives clear guidance to all Catholics how to live a lay apostolate. It really is beautiful, but basically it embraces and encourages lay people to become involved in the evangelization, which is our true calling and role, and to sanctify all areas of life. We are to be flamboyant and engaging and revitalizing and inspiring, and to have a heart of love and unpredictability in a sense that continues to bring the coyness of the Lord, or the reflection of the Lord, the avidness, the aptness, the reality that of which God Himself deals and answers the problems of this world. So if you're living like that today, just continue to embrace that, continue to embrace your gifts. Listen to that inner stirring and inner calling of the Holy Spirit. Learn to foster and to develop that. Go on an adventure with God is something that I always used to say. And I think that's a pretty good role to run in. Life's going to stretch you and it's going to catch you, but you got to give that to God. I think Giuseppe's brought up a couple of good points here, and we all need to be putting that into practice and getting involved in the new evangelization. So go on an adventure with God, live large, be happy, love always, listen to God, and continue to pursue Him. Thanks for checking in with Across the Spectrum. Let's keep it real.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Stay tuned till next time as we talk about dating and relationships, and I give some advice on what to say to a girl and what not to say to a girl, and when to know when you're being played. And also, is she the one? Maybe, maybe not. Until then, good morning, good day, good evening, and God bless.